You've heard it before, maybe in whispers, maybe in books or videos that promised a life beyond what you know today. The idea sounds almost mystical, almost too good to be true, that your thoughts, your beliefs, your inner focus can shape the reality around you, that by altering what you expect, you alter what you receive. Most dismiss it as wishful thinking, a fantasy for dreamers, but what if I told you it is not fantasy? What if I told you it is a law as real and powerful as gravity, waiting for you to use it? The truth is, you've been using it your entire life, whether you realized it or not. Every success you've had, every setback you've endured, every moment that felt like fate behind it all, the law of attraction has been at work, responding to the energy you project into the world. Think about this. How many times have you woken up in a bad mood, and the entire day seemed to conspire against you? Traffic jams, rude encounters, spilled coffee, one frustration after another. On the other hand, recall the days you felt unstoppable, the mornings when you woke up grateful, optimistic, alive. Suddenly opportunities appeared, people smiled at you, everything seemed to flow in your favor. Was that coincidence, or was that the law of attraction in motion, responding to the frequency of your mindset? The energy you put out is the energy that returns. Like a mirror, the universe reflects back what you focus upon most intensely. The problem is, most people focus unconsciously. They dwell on fear, on lack, on limitations, and then wonder why their lives seem like endless repetitions of disappointment. You don't need to believe blindly in this law. You can test it, observe it, prove it for yourself. The evidence is all around you. Look at those who radiate joy and confidence. Life seems to bend toward them. They attract friendships, opportunities, even wealth, not because they are lucky, but because their inner vibration calls those things forth. Meanwhile, those who constantly complain, who expect the worst, who live in resentment, they too attract exactly what they focus on: struggle, betrayal, scarcity. Life is not punishing them. It is only responding faithfully to their dominant thought. The law of attraction does not discriminate. It does not choose favorites. It simply responds. You are the one giving the command, whether knowingly or unknowingly. Consider a magnet. It does not chase metal. It does not plead. It does not struggle. It simply attracts what resonates with its field. You are the same. Your thoughts, feelings, and expectations form a magnetic field around your life. Right now, in this very moment, that field is pulling people, situations, and experiences toward you. The question is, are you attracting what you want, or what you fear? This is why awareness is everything. Until you wake up to the truth of what you're broadcasting, you'll continue to live by default, mistaking the results of your own vibration for fate or bad luck. But once you understand, once you take conscious control, your entire world can transform. Let me give you a simple story. There was a woman who spent years longing for love. She repeated to her friends endlessly, "I'll never find someone, all the good ones are taken. I'm destined to be alone." Her heart ached for connection, but her mind continuously declared lack. She didn't realize that her focus on loneliness was amplifying that very experience. The law of attraction was not ignoring her. It was faithfully delivering more evidence to match her belief. Then one day, exhausted by despair, she tried something different. Instead of affirming her loneliness, she began to affirm her worth. Each morning she stood before the mirror and whispered, "I am deserving of love. Love is all around me. Love flows toward me easily and abundantly." At first it felt like a lie, but as she persisted, something shifted. She began to feel lighter, to smile more often, to carry herself with quiet confidence, and as if by magic, she met someone who mirrored her new energy back to her. It wasn't magic. It was alignment. The law of attraction had simply responded to the new broadcast she was sending out. Skeptics may scoff, but history itself is filled with testimonies of this principle. Look at the great innovators, the entrepreneurs, the artists. They held a vision in their minds long before it existed in reality. Edison saw the light before the bulb lit the world. The Wright brothers saw flight before the first plane left the ground. These were not random accidents. They attracted ideas, resources, and breakthroughs by focusing relentlessly on what they desired rather than on the impossibility of it. The law of attraction works most powerfully when desire is fused with belief, when the vision within feels more real than the evidence without. But here lies the challenge. Most people sabotage themselves not because they don't desire, but because they don't believe. They dream of abundance while secretly expecting scarcity. They hope for health while constantly fearing illness. They long for success while endlessly affirming their unworthiness. And so their attraction field is scrambled, pulling in contradictions, reinforcing the very circumstances they wish to escape. The law of attraction cannot be fooled by words alone. It responds to your dominant feeling, your emotional core. If your words say, "I am wealthy," but your feelings scream, "I am broke," the law will always follow the vibration, not the vocabulary. This is why so many fail when they first attempt to use it. They affirm on the surface, but doubt in the depths, and the universe always listens to the depths. So how do you change it? How do you shift from being a victim of unconscious attraction to being a master of deliberate creation? It begins with awareness. Notice your thoughts. Notice the stories you repeat to yourself about who you are, what you deserve, what's possible. These stories are not harmless. They are instructions to the universe, scripts for your future. Every complaint, every doubt, every casual phrase of defeat is a seed being planted. If you don't want it to grow, stop planting it. Instead, begin to cultivate thoughts that align with the life you want to live, not just once, not just when it's easy, but daily, deliberately, persistently, because every time you shift your focus, you shift your attraction. The law of attraction is not reserved for the chosen few. It is for anyone willing to claim responsibility for their inner world. It does not require mystical rituals or secret codes. It requires clarity, focus, and belief. And the moment you begin to practice it consciously, you'll notice something remarkable. Small shifts at first, little synchronicities, chance encounters, opportunities that seem to appear out of nowhere, but they are not out of nowhere. They are the natural result of the vibration you've chosen to hold. Over time, those small shifts become monumental. Entire chapters of your life rewrite themselves. Possibilities you once thought impossible become ordinary. That is the power waiting for you when you understand this law. Most people misunderstand the law of attraction because they believe it's simply about wishing for something and waiting for it to appear. They think it means closing your eyes, repeating a desire, and hoping the universe delivers it like a package at the door. But that is not how this law works. The universe does not respond to idle wishes. It responds to belief fused with action, to thought charged with feeling, to energy that is consistent and unwavering. The law of attraction is not about passivity, it is about alignment. When your inner state aligns with what you want, your actions naturally follow, and those actions magnetize results. Without that alignment, your actions are hollow, and your desires dissolve into frustration. Picture a farmer. He cannot simply sit in his field and wish for crops to appear. He must plant the seeds, tend the soil, and care for the land. But here is the difference between the farmer who succeeds and the one who fails. The successful farmer plants his seeds with expectation. He does not doubt that the harvest will come. He does not plant one day and dig them up the next to check if they're growing. He trusts the process. He aligns his belief with his actions, and nature does the rest. You are the same. Every thought, every affirmation, every visualization is a seed. But it is only when you water those seeds with faith and patience that they grow into reality. Think of how many times you have sabotaged yourself by planting doubt instead of belief. You wanted wealth, but then you whispered, "This will never happen." You longed for love, but deep down you told yourself, "I'm not worthy." You desired success, but you repeated, "I'll probably fail." These are seeds too, but they grow into weeds that choke the life out of your vision. The law of attraction is always on. It cannot be turned off, which means that even in your moments of doubt, you are attracting more doubt. Even in your complaints, you are summoning more reasons to complain. Once you understand this, you realize why awareness is everything. You cannot control every event in life, but you can control the energy you project, and that energy determines what the law of attraction mirrors back to you. Let me give you a story. A man once dreamed of building his own business. He worked a job he hated, waking up every day in resentment, believing he was trapped. His dream was clear, but every time he thought of pursuing it, he drowned in fear. What if I fail? What if I lose everything? What if I'm not good enough? These thoughts became his dominant vibration, and for years nothing changed. One day, exhausted by his own excuses, he decided to test something. Instead of focusing on the fear of failure, he began to focus on the vision of success. He spent time each morning imagining his business thriving, feeling the joy of freedom, hearing the gratitude of his clients. He didn't just think it, he felt it, and as he persisted, his energy changed, his actions shifted too. He began reaching out to contacts, creating small offers, and slowly momentum built. Opportunities appeared where before there were none. Was this coincidence, or was it the law of attraction, aligning his world with his dominant belief? His success was not born from luck, it was born from alignment. This is the difference between those who create consciously and those who drift unconsciously. The unconscious person says, "I'll believe it when I see it." The conscious creator says, "I'll see it because I believe it." That shift in perspective changes everything. Belief is not waiting for proof. It is the generator of proof. When you hold belief long enough, the universe rearranges itself to confirm it. When you hold disbelief, the universe does the same. It never fails. The only question is which reality you are choosing to call forth. But belief alone is not enough. You must feel. The law of attraction responds to emotion, because emotion is energy in motion. It is the language the universe understands. You can say 1,000 affirmations with no power if they are empty words, but a single thought charged with deep feeling can move mountains. Think about the moments in your life when you were consumed with passion, when you wanted something so badly that nothing could stop you. Didn't life conspire to bring you opportunities, allies, and breakthroughs? That was the law of attraction, responding to the intensity of your emotion. The stronger the feeling, the stronger the magnetic pull. This is why gratitude is so powerful. Gratitude elevates your vibration instantly. When you feel grateful for what you already have, you signal to the universe that you are abundant, and abundance flows to meet that signal. Skeptics often say, if the law of attraction is real, why do bad things happen to good people? The answer is not simple, but here is the truth. The law is not a tool for blame. It is a mirror of energy. People attract not what they consciously want, but what they unconsciously focus on. Often it is fear, worry, guilt, or unresolved patterns buried deep within them. The law is impartial. It delivers whatever frequency dominates, whether positive or negative. But here lies the gift. Once you realize this, you have the power to change your frequency at will. You can release fear, shift focus, cultivate gratitude, and realign your energy. When you do, your world must follow, because the law of attraction cannot resist a consistent vibration. Imagine your mind as a radio. If you want to hear classical music, you cannot tune into a rock station and hope the songs will change. You must adjust the dial to the right frequency. Life is no different. If you want wealth, you cannot stay tuned to poverty. If you want love, you cannot stay tuned to loneliness. If you want health, you cannot stay tuned to sickness. You must shift your frequency before the results appear. Most people make the mistake of waiting for external proof before changing their inner state, but the law works in reverse. Change the inner state first, and the external proof will follow. The universe is always listening. Every thought is a request, every emotion a command, every expectation a prophecy. You are scripting your future moment by moment. If you realized how powerful your thoughts truly are, you would never think another negative one. You would guard your mind as if it were the gate to your destiny, because it is. And once you understand this truth, hesitation becomes impossible. You no longer wait for miracles, you create them. There is a secret most never grasp, a truth so simple yet so often overlooked. You do not attract what you want, you attract what you are. Desire is not enough. You can want riches, health, or love with every fiber of your being, but if at your core you still identify with lack, sickness, or loneliness, then that is what will flow into your life. The universe is not fooled by words, it reads vibration, and your vibration is determined not by what you say, but by who you believe yourself to be. If you see yourself as broke, no affirmation of wealth will take root until you change that inner identity. If you see yourself as unworthy of love, no partner will arrive to fill the emptiness. The law of attraction always reflects your self-concept, and that reflection will never fail. Think of a mirror. When you stand before it, you cannot frown and expect a smile to appear in the reflection. You cannot slump your shoulders and expect to see strength staring back at you. The reflection only changes when you do. Life is that mirror. It cannot give you joy while you radiate sorrow. It cannot bring you abundance while you dwell on scarcity. It cannot deliver success while you secretly expect failure. The law of attraction is exact, impartial, and unwavering. The outer world bends only when the inner world bends first. This is why so many people fail when they attempt to use vision boards, affirmations, or visualization. They paste pictures of mansions on their walls, but still see themselves as renters struggling to pay bills. They repeat, "I am confident," while walking through the world, shrinking from every opportunity. They visualize love, but carry the energy of rejection. And then they declare that the law of attraction doesn't work. But the truth is, it always works. It is simply reflecting their truest vibration, not their surface-level wish. Until you shift your identity, your reality cannot shift. Let me share with you a story. There was a man who spent years declaring, "I will be wealthy one day." He read books, attended seminars, and even wrote down affirmations daily. But no matter how hard he tried, money slipped through his fingers. His business ventures collapsed, his investments failed, and debt followed him everywhere. He was convinced the law of attraction was a lie. But then one day, in a quiet moment of reflection, he realized the truth. Deep down, he still saw himself as poor. He had carried the identity of poverty since childhood. When his family struggled to make ends meet, every decision, every action was unconsciously filtered through that lens. He didn't need more affirmations. He needed a new identity. Slowly, he began to shift. He stopped calling himself broke in casual conversation. He began to affirm not just with words but with feeling, visualizing himself already abundant, already living in wealth, already free. He noticed the way wealthy people carried themselves and began to embody those traits. Within a few years, his life transformed completely. The opportunities were always there, but until he changed his identity, he could not see them. This is the power of alignment. When who you are matches what you want, the law of attraction has no choice but to deliver. It cannot resist harmony. It cannot withhold from someone who radiates congruence between desire and belief. Your outer world is always catching up to your inner world. So if you wish to change your circumstances, begin not by chasing things, but by changing the self who is doing the chasing. Identity is built through repetition. Every thought you repeat, every belief you reinforce, every feeling you allow becomes a brick in the structure of who you believe you are. That is why it is not enough to simply try the law of attraction once or twice and expect miracles. The universe responds to consistency. If every morning you visualize abundance but every afternoon you worry about bills, your vibration is inconsistent. If you meditate on love but spend the rest of the day affirming loneliness, you confuse the signal you are sending. Imagine trying to tune into a radio station but constantly switching the dial back and forth. You would hear nothing but static. That is what most people live with: static attraction. They mix signals and wonder why nothing changes. The solution is not complexity, it is persistence. Pick the identity that matches the life you desire and begin to embody it daily. If you want wealth, ask yourself, how would a wealthy person think? How would they act? How would they carry themselves? Then practice that identity even before the evidence appears. If you want health, embody the vitality you seek. Feel it in your body now. Move as if energy and strength are already yours. If you want love, radiate love first. Give it freely. Embody it so fully that your vibration makes loneliness impossible. Do not wait for the outer proof. Become the inner proof, and the outer will mirror it. The law of attraction requires courage, because it demands that you believe before you see. It demands that you step into an identity that may feel unnatural at first, because you are conditioning a new self. But just as a muscle grows stronger with repeated use, your identity grows stronger with repeated belief. At first it may feel awkward, even false, but over time it becomes natural, and when it does, your outer world cannot resist. The universe always pays attention to who you are being more than what you are saying. Remember this: the greatest limitation is not in the world, it is in your self-concept. The person who says "I cannot" is giving the law of attraction instructions to confirm it. The person who says "I am capable" is giving equal instructions, and the universe obeys. Which script will you give it? Which identity will you choose? Because choice is the beginning of transformation. You cannot control every event, but you can control who you decide to be. And that decision, repeated daily, becomes the force that bends reality in your favor. The law of attraction is not about creating from nothing. It is about revealing what already exists in potential, waiting for you to align with. The wealth you want is already in circulation. The love you want is already in the hearts of others. The opportunities you desire are already unfolding. The question is not whether they exist. The question is whether you are tuned to the frequency that allows you to receive them. And that frequency begins with identity. Become the version of yourself who already has what you seek, and watch as your world reshapes itself to match. There comes a moment in every person's life when they must decide whether they will live as a reactor to circumstances or as a creator of them. Most live as reactors. They see what is in front of them, they judge it, they respond to it, and they repeat the cycle endlessly. If money is scarce, they speak of scarcity. If love is absent, they affirm loneliness. If opportunities seem limited, they declare the world unfair. They wait for external change before granting themselves permission to feel differently. But here is the truth. The law of attraction does not respond to what is, it responds to what you project. If you keep waiting for your environment to change before you shift your vibration, you will wait forever. Creation requires reversal. You must first feel it before you see it. You must step into the energy of the outcome before the outcome exists. This is not pretending, it is alignment. Pretending is saying "I'm fine" while carrying doubt in your heart. Alignment is embodying the belief so deeply that even in the absence of evidence, your energy remains consistent. The universe knows the difference. You cannot trick it with empty words. But when you genuinely feel abundance before the bank account shows it, when you feel love before the partner arrives, when you feel success before the world acknowledges it, you are broadcasting the signal that pulls those realities toward you. The universe mirrors the inner state, not the outer pretense. Think of an actor preparing for a role. The greatest actors do not just recite lines. They become the character. They walk, breathe, and feel as that person would. In doing so, the performance becomes real, and the audience believes it. You must treat your desired life in the same way. Step into the role of the person who already has what you want. Speak as they would, think as they would, carry yourself as they would. When you embody the role fully, reality has no choice but to adjust its script. The law of attraction is casting you in the play of life, and it will assign you the part that matches your performance. I once heard the story of a woman who lived her life in constant struggle with money. Every paycheck was gone before the month ended. She carried shame and stress everywhere she went. Then one day, she stumbled upon the concept of alignment. Instead of drowning in bills, she began to imagine herself as a woman of wealth. She dressed as best as she could, carried herself with pride, and refused to speak of lack. She began a ritual of gratitude every morning, thanking the universe for the abundance already flowing to her. At first, nothing seemed to change, but over time, her energy transformed. People treated her differently, opportunities came her way, and eventually she started her own business that flourished. Did her circumstances magically transform overnight? No, but her vibration shifted, and the law of attraction rearranged her outer world to match. Her wealth was born the moment she embodied it internally, and reality simply caught up. This is the essence of deliberate creation. When you decide to feel ahead of evidence, you accelerate manifestation. When you condition your body to feel gratitude, love, or abundance before circumstances validate it, you collapse the gap between desire and reality. Most people live in the delay, constantly waiting for the world to give them permission to feel good. But masters of the law of attraction give themselves that permission now, and as a result, the world bends faster to their will. But here lies a challenge you must face: persistence. Anyone can feel good for a moment. Anyone can visualize a dream once or twice. But the law of attraction responds to your dominant state, not to fleeting glimpses. If you spend 5 minutes a day in abundance and the rest of the day in worry, the signal is muddled, and the results will reflect that. The universe is exact. It reflects the majority of your vibration. This is why persistence matters. You must practice the state until it becomes second nature, until it is no longer something you force but something you are. Imagine a sculptor working with marble. With every strike of the chisel, the vision inside becomes clearer, but it is not revealed in a single blow. It is the accumulation of thousands of strikes that creates the masterpiece. Your vibration is the same. Every thought, every moment of alignment, every act of gratitude is a strike of the chisel, carving away the old self and revealing the masterpiece of your desired life. At first, progress feels invisible, but persistence ensures the form will emerge. Consider the great athletes, performers, and innovators. They did not simply dream once and then sit idle. They lived inside their vision daily. They practiced with conviction before the world believed in them. They held the vibration of victory long before the scoreboard confirmed it. That is why their triumphs appeared inevitable to outsiders. They had already created them internally. Their outer world was catching up to the reality they had long carried within. And so it must be with you. Decide who you are. Align with that identity daily. Persist long enough for the world to catch up. Do not measure your progress by immediate results. Measure it by the consistency of your vibration. If you can hold the state, despite temporary appearances, you are already victorious. The universe cannot deny alignment. It cannot withhold from someone who refuses to break their vibration. The only variable is time, and time bends faster for those who persist without doubt. You are not waiting for your dreams are waiting for you. They are already alive in potential, already existing in the field of possibility. The only barrier is the version of yourself that refuses to believe. When you drop that barrier, when you embody the state fully, reality will rush to meet you. That is the law, that is the promise. And once you know it, once you feel it, hesitation no longer makes sense. Creation becomes your natural way of being. There is a force within you that most people never learn to use, and yet it is the very engine that determines the speed of your manifestations. That force is emotion. Thoughts create direction, but emotions give power. A thought without feeling is like a spark with no fuel. It flickers for a moment and disappears. But a thought infused with strong emotion becomes a flame, and that flame ignites the attraction field around you. This is why when you think casually of something, little happens, but when you obsess, when you feel it in your bones, when you live inside the emotional reality of it, circumstances begin to rearrange with astonishing speed. The universe does not just respond to words or images, it responds to energy, and energy is carried through emotion. Think of moments in your life when you were consumed with fear. Didn't events seem to line up to confirm those fears? A simple worry became a series of coincidences that seemed to justify it. That is the law of attraction at work, fueled by the emotion of fear. But the opposite is just as true. Remember times when you were thrilled, grateful, or passionately focused. Opportunities appeared, people responded differently, events unfolded in your favor. Again, that was the law responding to the emotional frequency you broadcasted. The more intense the feeling, the faster the magnetism. This is why gratitude is often called the master emotion. Gratitude shifts you instantly into alignment with abundance. When you are grateful, you are affirming that you already have, and by affirming that, you attract more to match it. Gratitude is not something to practice only when things are going well. It is most powerful when you use it in the midst of challenge, because when you can generate gratitude even before the evidence, you are declaring trust in the law, and the universe cannot ignore that declaration. There was a man who lived his life in bitterness, always focusing on what he lacked. His health was poor, his finances unstable, his relationships strained. One day, after years of struggle, he was introduced to the practice of gratitude. Skeptical but desperate, he began writing down 3 things each day he was grateful for. At first the list felt forced. He wrote small things: a warm meal, the roof over his head, the sunrise. But as weeks passed, something shifted. His focus expanded. He began noticing blessings everywhere. His energy softened, his heart lifted, and slowly opportunities began to appear. His health improved, his financial situation stabilized, and relationships blossomed. The law of attraction had always been working, but it was gratitude that tuned his signal from lack to abundance. Gratitude became the bridge between his old life and his new one. Understand this. Emotion is the fuel, but you control the ignition. You cannot always control external events, but you can control what you feel about them. 2 people may face the same challenge. One spirals into despair while the other rises in resilience. The challenge is the same, but the vibration they project is not, and the law of attraction faithfully responds to each, amplifying the energy they send out. This is why mastery of emotion is mastery of manifestation. If you let the external dictate your internal, you will remain a reactor. But when you dictate your internal regardless of the external, you step into creation. This does not mean suppressing negative emotions or pretending they don't exist. Suppression is resistance, and resistance only strengthens what you push against. Instead, it means acknowledging the feeling and then choosing deliberately to shift. You may feel fear, but you do not have to dwell in it. You may feel doubt, but you do not have to build a home there. Emotions are signals, not prisons. Let them pass. Then redirect your focus toward what empowers you. That choice, repeated consistently, trains your vibration into alignment with what you desire. Visualization is powerful because it combines thought and emotion. When you imagine your dream vividly, engaging all senses, and allow yourself to feel the joy of it as if it were already true, you create an emotional rehearsal. The brain does not distinguish between vividly imagined experience and physical reality. To your subconscious, it is the same. This is why athletes rehearse victories in their minds, why performers imagine flawless shows before stepping on stage. They are aligning emotion with outcome, and by doing so, they draw that outcome closer. You can do the same, but beware of one trap. Longing is disguised as desire, but it is laced with lack. When you long for something, you are saying, "I don't have it." That vibration of absence is what the law of attraction mirrors back. You may visualize wealth but feel longing, and all you attract is more lack. The key is to shift from longing to living. Feel it as present, not distant. Act as though it already belongs to you, and your vibration will confirm it. Desire fused with fulfillment is magnetic. Desire fused with lack is repelling. Emotions are practice ground. Each day, in every moment, you are rehearsing the vibration you want or the one you don't. When you dwell on frustration, you practice being aligned with more frustration. When you dwell on gratitude, you practice being aligned with abundance. There is no neutrality. The law is always responding. That is why mastery requires vigilance. Guard your emotions. Train them like a musician trains scales or an athlete trains drills. With repetition, alignment becomes natural, and when it becomes natural, your outer world must catch up. The universe is abundant beyond measure. It holds endless opportunities, relationships, wealth and joy. None of it is withheld from you except by the frequency you emit. The moment you choose to feel differently, consistently, you open the gates. Emotion is the lever, and you hold it in your hand. Learn to pull it with intention, and you will discover that life bends quickly in the direction of your choosing. The law of attraction does not fail. It simply delivers the music of the emotion you play. If you want to master the law of attraction, you must learn the art of clarity. Most people drift through life with vague desires and blurry intentions. They say things like, "I want to be successful," or "I want to be happy." But what does success look like? What does happiness mean? Without definition, these desires float in the air, shapeless and weak, unable to command the law with precision. The universe responds to clarity. The clearer you are, the stronger your vibration, the faster your manifestation. Ambiguity attracts confusion, but clarity attracts results. Imagine walking into a restaurant and telling the waiter, "Bring me food." The waiter would not know what to do. You might end up with something you dislike, or worse, nothing at all. But if you say, "Bring me a fresh salad with lemon dressing and a glass of water," the order is clear, and it arrives exactly as you requested. The law of attraction is no different. When you give it vague instructions, it cannot deliver. When you give it precise directions, it begins arranging circumstances immediately. There was a woman who constantly declared, "I just want a better life." For years nothing much changed. She continued working a job she disliked, living in the same apartment, stuck in the same routines. Then one day, she realized she had never defined what better meant. She began writing down specifics. The kind of home she wanted, the type of work that would excite her, the financial stability she desired, the relationships she envisioned. She described them in detail, and most importantly, she felt them as real. Within a short time, her world began to shift. She landed a new job, met new people, and eventually moved into a home that matched her description almost exactly. The difference was not luck, it was clarity. Clarity is power. When you know exactly what you want, you cut through the noise of doubt and hesitation. Your mind becomes focused, your energy concentrated, and your vibration unmistakable. The universe does not guess, it responds, but it cannot respond to indecision. If one day you focus on wealth and the next on scarcity, your signal is scrambled. If you want love but dwell on loneliness, your signal is mixed. But when you define clearly and consistently hold that focus, the law aligns without fail. This is why goals are vital. Goals are not just for productivity, they are instructions to the universe. A clearly written goal is like a blueprint for manifestation. When you write, "I earn $10,000 a month doing work I love," you are sending a command. When you write, "I attract a loving, supportive partner who respects and cherishes me," you are tuning your frequency. The act of writing crystallizes thought, and crystallized thought strengthens vibration. The vague becomes tangible, and the tangible becomes magnetic. But clarity requires courage. Many people avoid defining what they want because they fear disappointment. They would rather stay vague than admit a dream that might not come true. But that fear itself becomes the vibration they attract, and so their vagueness is confirmed with more of the same. Do not fear clarity, embrace it, even if your dream seems impossible now. Clarity begins the process of attracting the path. Without it, you drift endlessly, like a ship with no compass. Think of history's great achievers. Did they speak vaguely? Edison did not say, "I want to create something useful." He declared, "I will invent the light bulb." The Wright brothers did not say, "We'd like some form of transportation." They declared, "We will build a machine that flies." Clarity gave them direction, focus, and persistence. And because they held that clarity, the law of attraction aligned resources, people and ideas to fulfill it. Their visions were specific, and therefore they became reality. The same principle applies to your daily life. Do not just say, "I want to feel better." Say, "I choose to feel calm, energized, and grateful every morning." Do not say, "I want more money." Say, "I attract opportunities that allow me to earn abundantly through meaningful work." Do not say, "I want to travel." Say, "I am exploring the beaches of Greece, walking through the streets of Paris, hiking the mountains of Peru." The more vivid your intention, the faster it takes form. Visualization becomes powerful when clarity fuels it. Close your eyes and picture the exact details of your dream. See the colors, hear the sounds, feel the textures. Walk through your dream as if you are already living it. This level of clarity imprints on your subconscious, and once the subconscious accepts it, the law of attraction begins moving pieces into place. Do not settle for hazy images. Paint them vividly, and return to them often, until they feel as familiar as your current reality. Clarity also eliminates distraction. When you know exactly what you want, you stop wasting energy on what you don't. You say no to things that do not align. You stop chasing every opportunity and focus only on those that resonate with your vision. This sharpens your vibration further, creating an even stronger signal. The clearer your focus, the faster the law of attraction can deliver. Remember, the universe is abundant and limitless. It holds infinite possibilities, but it requires direction. If you stand at a crossroads and never choose a path, you remain stuck. The law is waiting for your instruction. The moment you declare with clarity, you set forces in motion beyond what you can see. Define it, feel it, believe it, hold it. That is the process. And the sooner you begin, the sooner your world begins to shift. There is a strength far greater than circumstance, a power more enduring than luck, and it lives inside your own mind. Your mindset is the foundation of everything you attract. A weak mindset is like a cracked foundation. No matter how beautiful the structure you attempt to build, it will eventually collapse. A strong mindset, however, is unshakable. It thrives even when the winds of adversity blow. It does not crumble under pressure. It transforms obstacles into stepping stones. The law of attraction responds to the quality of your mindset as much as it does to your desires. If your thoughts are fragile, your results will be fragile. But when your thoughts are fortified with resilience, belief, and vision, your world reflects that strength back to you. Most people sabotage themselves not because their dreams are too big, but because their mindset is too small. They imagine wealth, but secretly repeat, "I can't handle money." They desire love, but whisper, "No one will ever stay." They crave health, but think, "My family has always been sick." These internal narratives undermine the law of attraction because the vibration they emit is one of limitation, not possibility. The mind is the architect of reality, and every thought you allow is a blueprint. Build with doubt, and the structure collapses. Build with conviction, and the structure stands tall. Resilience is the first quality of an unbreakable mindset. Life will test you. There is no escaping that. Dreams do not come without challenge. The difference lies in how you interpret those challenges. To the fragile mind, failure is proof that success is impossible. To the strong mind, failure is simply feedback, a stepping stone that reveals what must be adjusted. Thomas Edison failed thousands of times before creating the light bulb, but each failure strengthened his resolve. His mindset was not breakable, and because of that, the law of attraction could continue aligning circumstances until his vision became reality. Another quality of a powerful mindset is faith. Faith is the ability to believe in the unseen, to hold conviction before evidence appears. Most people demand proof before they commit, but the law of attraction demands the opposite: belief first, proof second. The weak mind waits for validation and therefore never generates the vibration that attracts it. The strong mind creates validation by projecting unwavering faith, and the universe responds. Think of the great explorers, entrepreneurs, and leaders throughout history. They did not wait until the world agreed with them. They believed despite doubt, and that belief created the path where none existed. Discipline also fuels an unbreakable mindset. Motivation comes and goes, but discipline remains. The disciplined mind understands that consistency is more powerful than bursts of enthusiasm. It shows up even when it doesn't feel like it, because it knows that vibration is built through repetition. The law of attraction rewards consistency. A scattered, inconsistent vibration creates scattered results, but a disciplined, steady vibration creates momentum that cannot be stopped. The strong mind trains itself daily, just as an athlete trains their body. It feeds itself empowering thoughts, surrounds itself with uplifting influences, and refuses to indulge in negativity. Let me share a story. A young athlete dreamed of competing on the world stage. He trained tirelessly but was plagued by doubt. Each time he lost, he told himself, "Maybe I'm not good enough." Those thoughts weakened his vibration, and his results reflected it. One day, his mentor challenged him to change his inner dialogue. Instead of repeating doubt, he was instructed to affirm his strength, his growth, his resilience. He resisted at first, but eventually he committed. Over time, his mindset hardened into steel. Losses no longer broke him. They fueled him. He began to see every challenge as preparation. Years later, he stood on the podium with a medal around his neck. His physical training mattered, but it was his unbreakable mindset that attracted victory. The law of attraction aligned with his new self-belief, and his world reflected it. Your thoughts are not harmless, they are instruction. If you constantly dwell on "I can't," you are commanding the universe to confirm it. If you consistently affirm "I will," you are commanding the universe to support it. The law of attraction is obedient. It does not question whether your instructions are good for you, it simply responds. This is why mental discipline is everything. Guard your mind as if your future depends on it, because it does. The unbreakable mind is not one that never feels fear or doubt, it is one that refuses to be ruled by them. Courage is not the absence of fear, but the decision to act despite it. The strong mindset acknowledges fear, but chooses faith. It notices doubt, but chooses discipline. It sees obstacles but focuses on solutions. And because it chooses strength again and again, the vibration it emits is one of power, resilience, and certainty. The law of attraction cannot resist that signal. It delivers circumstances that match. You must ask yourself, what mindset are you carrying right now? Is it fragile, waiting for external proof to feel confident? Or is it strong, radiating confidence regardless of appearance? Every moment, you have the choice to strengthen or weaken it. Each time you choose faith over fear, discipline over distraction, gratitude over complaint, you fortify your mind, and as your mind strengthens, your attraction field expands. The world does not bend to weakness, it bends to strength. When your mind becomes unbreakable, your life becomes unstoppable. Obstacles shrink, setbacks fuel you, and challenges transform into opportunities. The law of attraction reflects the fortress you've built within. Build it high, build it strong, and nothing, no circumstance, no failure, no doubt will stand in your way. You cannot rise alone. No matter how strong your vision, no matter how powerful your belief, the people you surround yourself with will either accelerate your journey or sabotage it. Human beings are deeply influenced by their environment. Energy is contagious, attitudes spread like wildfire. If you walk with those who constantly complain, who blame circumstances, who live in fear and mediocrity, their vibration will slowly seep into you. Without even realizing it, you begin to echo their words, adopt their habits, and mirror their limitations. But when you surround yourself with winners, with dreamers, doers, and believers, you elevate. Their energy sharpens your own. Their standards become your standards. Their courage ignites your courage. The law of attraction responds not only to your individual vibration, but also to the collective energy you allow into your life. Think of your inner circle as mirrors. They reflect back pieces of yourself, shaping your identity and reinforcing your beliefs. If you want to attract abundance, but spend your time with those who glorify struggle, the signal you send will always be conflicted. But if you spend time with those who talk of opportunity, who celebrate growth, who see challenges as fuel, then your own vibration rises to match. This is not about judgment, it is about alignment. You cannot attract a life of greatness while immersing yourself in energy that glorifies mediocrity. History proves this truth. Consider the circles of the great minds. Edison did not create in isolation. He surrounded himself with inventors and thinkers who pushed boundaries. The Wright brothers challenged each other relentlessly, each fueling the other's vision of flight. Even artists and writers have always sought community, because the energy of shared ambition multiplies power. The law of attraction amplifies collective focus. When you join with others who vibrate at the level you aspire to, your signal grows stronger, clearer, more magnetic. Let me tell you the story of a young man who longed for success but grew up in a circle of negativity. Every time he shared a dream, his friends mocked him. Every time he spoke of opportunity, they warned him of failure. Surrounded by their doubt, he remained stuck for years. Finally, he made a decision. He sought out new influences. He began attending seminars, joining groups, reading books, and meeting people who believed in possibility. Slowly, his energy shifted, his confidence grew. He started a business, found mentors who guided him, and within a few years, his life transformed. The opportunities had always existed, but until he changed his circle, his vibration was too weighed down to see them. By surrounding himself with winners, he became one. This is why mentors are so powerful. A mentor is not just someone who teaches strategies. They carry an energy of achievement that you can align with. Being around them reminds you that success is not a fantasy, it is a reality. Their very presence raises your vibration because they embody the belief you seek to build. The law of attraction responds to proximity. When you are near those who vibrate at a higher level, your own energy rises and life begins delivering at that level. But this truth comes with a responsibility. You must audit your relationships. Look honestly at the people in your life. Do they add fuel to your vision or drain it? Do they challenge you to rise or pull you back to comfort? Every conversation, every shared moment, every influence is a deposit or withdrawal in your vibration. Choose carefully. If someone constantly diminishes your dreams, you must limit their access to your mind. Protect your energy as fiercely as you would protect your most valuable possession, because it is. Some people will resist this. They will say, "But I can't leave my old friends or family." Understand this. You do not have to cut people out of your life completely, but you must guard how much influence they have. Spend less time absorbing their doubt and more time absorbing inspiration from those aligned with your vision. Balance is possible, but only if you prioritize your vibration. Remember, you are not being cruel by protecting your energy. You are being responsible. If you sink into the same frequency as those who refuse to grow, you cannot lift anyone high. But if you rise first, you may inspire them to follow. Your environment is the soil in which your dreams grow. Fertile soil produces strong crops. Toxic soil produces nothing but weeds. Do not expect your vision to thrive in barren ground. Cultivate the soil around you. Fill your life with books that inspire you, conversations that uplift you, people who push you, and mentors who guide you. The stronger the environment, the stronger your vibration, and the faster the law of attraction delivers. Remember this: mediocrity is contagious, but so is greatness. Choose carefully which you allow to infect your spirit. Winners sharpen winners. Energy multiplies in groups, and the law of attraction listens closely to the company you keep. If you want to rise, surround yourself with those already climbing. If you want abundance, spend time with those who celebrate it. If you want love, connect with those who embody it. Life is always echoing the frequencies you allow. Choose wisely, and your circle will become the wind that lifts you higher than you ever thought possible. Time is the most precious currency you will ever possess. It cannot be stored, it cannot be regained, it cannot be traded for more once it has passed, and yet most people treat it as if it were infinite. They waste hours scrolling through distractions, engaging in meaningless conversations, or worrying about things they cannot control. Then they wonder why their dreams remain distant. The truth is simple. The law of attraction is always responding, and if your focus is scattered, your results will be scattered. If your time is invested in triviality, your vibration is diluted, and the universe reflects that dilution back to you. To master the law of attraction, you must also master your time. Every person on this planet receives the same 24 hours each day. The wealthy, the poor, the successful, the stagnant, none have more or less. The difference lies in how those hours are used. The successful are deliberate. They align their schedules with their vision. They do not allow distractions to dictate their days. They guard their time as the gateway to their destiny. Those who fail, however, treat time casually, as if tomorrow were guaranteed, as if their dreams will wait patiently for them. But time waits for no one. The clock is always ticking, and each tick is a choice you have made. Think of your day as a bank account. Each morning, you are credited with 24 hours. How you spend them determines your return. If you invest in growth, gratitude, and action, the return multiplies. If you waste them in fear, idleness, or negativity, the return diminishes. The law of attraction amplifies whatever you invest your time in. Spend it on abundance, and abundance grows. Spend it on scarcity, and scarcity grows. Your time is your truest vote for the life you wish to create. There was once a man who dreamed of building his own business. For years he told himself he didn't have enough time. He worked long hours, came home tired, and filled the rest of his evenings with television and social media. His dream never moved forward. One day, he decided to track his time honestly. He realized he was losing more than 4 hours every evening to distractions. 4 hours a day, wasted on nothing. That was 28 hours a week, over 100 hours a month. Time that could have built the very future he craved. With this realization, he made a change. He cut out the distractions, woke up earlier, and dedicated those hours to his vision. Within a year, his business had launched. Within 3, he had left his job. His success was not a miracle. It was the law of attraction responding to his new investment of time. Time mastery begins with awareness. Most people underestimate how much of their day is lost to mindless activity. Track your hours, write down how you spend each block of time, and you will see clearly where your energy is leaking. Awareness creates choice, and choice allows you to redirect. Once you know where your time goes, you can eliminate what does not serve you. The next step is prioritization. Not everything is equal. Some actions carry far more impact than others. The law of attraction rewards aligned action. Actions that resonate with your vision and move you closer to your goals. Identify the few activities that matter most, and focus relentlessly on them. Stop confusing busyness with progress. Filling your day with minor tasks may keep you occupied, but it will not shift your vibration. Direct your time toward what builds your future, not what fills your present. Discipline is the final pillar of time mastery. Distractions will always tempt you. Notifications will call for your attention. Comfort will whisper that you can do it tomorrow, but tomorrow is an illusion. The only time you truly have is now. Discipline is choosing the important over the easy, the vision over the distraction, the future over the fleet. Each time you choose discipline, you strengthen your vibration, and the law of attraction responds by accelerating opportunities to match. Let me share another story. A young woman dreamed of writing a book. For years, she told herself she needed the right mood, the right inspiration, the right block of free time. But inspiration never lasted, and time never appeared. Her dream sat untouched. Then one day, she committed to writing just 1 page a day, no matter what. 1 page. It took her less than 30 minutes, yet over time, those pages became chapters, and the chapters became a finished book. That book launched her career, changed her life, and reached thousands. What shifted? She mastered her time. She stopped waiting for perfect conditions and used what she had. The law of attraction responded to her consistency, aligning her with success. Understand this: every moment you waste is not just lost time, it is lost vibration. The universe cannot deliver results if you invest your hours in contradiction. When you claim you want abundance but waste time on scarcity-driven habits, the signal is confused. But when your time aligns with your desire, the signal is undeniable. Guard your time, protect it as fiercely as you would protect your dreams, because they are inseparable. Time is the medium through which dreams become reality. The law of attraction listens not to what you occasionally say you want, but to how you consistently spend your hours. Each choice is a declaration, each moment is a message, and every message is answer. Use your time with intention, and you will discover that the universe bends quickly to those who refuse to waste the seconds they are given. Failure is not the end, it is the beginning. Yet most people treat it as a verdict, a signal that they should stop, retreat, or abandon their dreams. They let a single setback define their entire journey, forgetting that failure is not the opposite of success but its companion. Every achievement in history is paved with failures that became feedback. The law of attraction does not punish you when you fail. It teaches you, it reflects back the gaps in your belief, the weaknesses in your plan, and the lessons you need to master. When you reframe failure as feedback, it becomes fuel, not defeat. Think of a child learning to walk. The child falls again and again, sometimes bruised, sometimes crying, but never once does the child think, maybe walking isn't for me. The child doesn't label the falls as failure, they are simply steps toward balance. And eventually the child walks, runs, and climbs. That is how success works. Failure is not final unless you decide to stop moving. If you treat it as feedback, every fall is simply a step closer to mastery. Consider Thomas Edison. He is remembered as the man who gave the world light, but few remember the thousands of experiments that failed before success appeared. When asked about those failures, he famously said he had not failed, he had simply discovered thousands of ways that did not work. Each misstep gave him clarity, each setback refined his direction, and eventually the breakthrough came. The law of attraction responded not to the failures themselves but to the unwavering belief that drove him through them. His vibration was not one of defeat but of persistence, and the universe mirrored that persistence with results. Failure also tests your commitment. Anyone can dream when the path is smooth, but when obstacles appear, when progress slows, when doors close, the question becomes, how badly do you want it? The law of attraction does not reward half-hearted desire. It responds to the vibration of conviction. When you choose to rise again after failure, you are broadcasting that conviction. You are declaring, I will not be denied. That energy is magnetic. The universe bends for those who refuse to quit. Let me share a story. A young entrepreneur launched her first business with excitement. She poured her heart into it, but the venture collapsed within months. Debt piled up, and humiliation weighed heavily. Her friends told her to give up, to find a safe job. For weeks she believed them, but deep inside the vision burned. She realized the failure was not a verdict, but a teacher. She studied what went wrong, adjusted her approach, and launched again. The second attempt did better but still faltered. Yet this time she did not despair. She refined further and tried again. By the third attempt the business succeeded, and within years she was a leader in her industry. What changed? Not her dream. It remained the same. What changed was her relationship with failure. She stopped fearing it and started learning from it. The law of attraction rewarded her persistence by aligning her with the right people, the right timing, and the right opportunity. Failure strips away illusions. It reveals the beliefs you still need to strengthen. If you attract disappointment, ask yourself, what was I vibrating? Was it fear? Was it impatience? Was it doubt? The universe is not punishing you, it is showing you where you are out of alignment. When you treat failure this way, you no longer see it as a wall, you see it as a compass pointing you toward correction. But here is the tragedy. Most people never allow themselves to learn. They stop at the first sign of discomfort, retreat into safety, and declare that dreams don't work. They confuse temporary defeat with permanent impossibility, and in doing so, they give up the greatest gift the law of attraction offers, the ability to grow stronger through struggle. Success is never handed to those who quit. It belongs to those who transform every setback into a stepping stone. You must decide, will failure break you or build you? Will it silence your dreams or sharpen them? Every time you choose to rise again, you reinforce your vibration of resilience. The law of attraction cannot ignore that signal. It aligns opportunities with those who persist, who believe even in the face of temporary defeat. Remember, the universe responds to energy, not perfection. You do not need a flawless path, you only need a relentless one. If you keep showing up, keep learning, keep refining, the results will come. The failures will fade into history, remembered only as the steps that carried you forward. The greatest success stories are not tales of unbroken triumph, but of countless failures endured with unshakable belief. Failure is not your enemy, it is your teacher, your sculptor, your ally. It refines you, prepares you, and reveals your strength. The only true failure is giving up. Everything else is progress. And when you understand this, you begin to see every challenge differently. Instead of asking, why me? You ask, what is this teaching me? Instead of shrinking, you expand. Instead of fearing the fall, you welcome the lesson. And as you do, your vibration becomes unstoppable. The law of attraction does not demand that you never stumble. It demands that you never surrender. Persist, and failure becomes the proof that success is inevitable. Right now, in this very moment, you stand at a crossroads. The life you have and the life you want are separated by a single choice. Not tomorrow, not next week, not someday when conditions are perfect. Now, the law of attraction is responding to you in real time, shaping your reality according to the decisions you make. Yet most people wait. They postpone action until they feel ready, until they have more time, until the fear subsides. But the perfect moment never comes. Waiting is a decision too, and it is a decision that costs you your future. Action is the bridge between thought and reality. You can visualize endlessly, affirm repeatedly, and dream without limit. But if you do not act, you anchor your vibration in stagnation. The universe cannot deliver to someone who refuses to move. The law of attraction multiplies momentum, and momentum begins only with action. One step, no matter how small, signals belief. It declares, I trust my vision enough to begin. That signal is magnetic. The universe rushes to meet those who dare to act. Think about it. Every great achievement began with a decision. The moment Edison decided to pursue the light bulb, the moment the Wright brothers decided to build a machine that flew, the moment countless entrepreneurs decided to launch despite uncertainty. None of them had guarantees. None of them waited until conditions were perfect. They made the decision, and that decision set forces in motion that shaped history. If they had waited for proof before acting, we would still be in the dark, still grounded, still clinging to safety. There is a story of a man who dreamed of writing music. For years, he told himself he would start when he had better equipment, when he had more free time, when inspiration struck. Years passed, and nothing was written. Then one day, a mentor challenged him. Decide now, start with what you have. One song, one attempt, one step. Reluctantly, he began. The first songs were rough, imperfect, unfinished. But the act of starting built momentum. He improved, grew confident, and eventually created music that reached millions. The breakthrough was not talent alone. It was the moment of decision, the courage to begin, without waiting. The law of attraction responded the moment he declared his commitment through action. Fear will always whisper reasons to delay. What if you fail? What if you embarrass yourself? What if it doesn't work? But here is the truth. Inaction guarantees failure. The only way to lose is to never try. The law of attraction rewards courage, not hesitation. Each time you act despite fear, you broadcast a vibration of trust and determination. That signal is irresistible. It draws opportunities, allies, and resources that would remain hidden if you stayed still. Do not confuse action with perfection. You do not need to know every step. You only need to take the first. The law of attraction unfolds the path as you walk it. Imagine driving at night with headlights. You cannot see the entire journey, only the stretch of road before you. But as you move forward, more of the path is revealed. Life works the same way. The law of attraction illuminates step after step, but only if you begin moving. Indecision is one of the greatest killers of dreams. People spend years trapped in analysis, weighing every possibility, waiting for certainty, but certainty is born from action, not from thought. Clarity comes when you engage, when you test, when you move. The man who sits forever at the shore wondering how deep the water is will never learn to swim, but the one who steps in discovers the truth. The law of attraction responds to movement, not to hesitation. Ask yourself, what decision are you postponing? What dream sits quietly in your heart, waiting for you to commit? You already know the answer. You have always known. The question is not whether you are capable, it is whether you will decide. Because the moment you decide, everything shifts. The vibration of commitment is powerful. It tells the universe you are serious, that you will no longer tolerate excuses, and the universe answers with momentum. Many fear making the wrong decision, but indecision is worse. A wrong step can be corrected. A wrong choice can be redirected. Failure can be learned, but indecision creates nothing. It leaves you stuck in limbo, broadcasting a vibration of confusion, and confusion attracts more confusion. Better to decide and adjust than to wait forever for certainty that will never arrive. Your life is shaped not by what you intend, but by what you decide. The future is being written now, in this moment, through your choices. Each delay is a choice. Each excuse is a choice. Each step forward is also a choice. Which will you make? Do not wait for courage to appear before you decide. Courage is built through the act of deciding. Do not wait for perfect timing. Timing becomes perfect when you commit. Do not wait for guarantees. Guarantees are carved by your persistence. The law of attraction bends for those who declare, I choose now. This is your moment. The crossroads stands before you. On one side lies the familiar, the safe, the stagnant. On the other lies growth, possibility, transformation. The path is chosen not by wishing, but by deciding. And once you decide, once you commit fully, the universe aligns, doors open, resources appear, momentum builds, because the law of attraction honors the bold, the decisive, the ones who refuse to wait. Discipline is the bridge between desire and reality. Many people understand the law of attraction conceptually. They visualize, they affirm, they even believe, but they lack the discipline to sustain the vibration long enough for results to manifest. They get excited for a few days, then fall back into old habits of doubt and distraction. The law of attraction does not respond to occasional bursts of energy. It responds to consistency, just as a river shapes stone not with a single crash of water, but with continuous flow. So too does discipline shape your destiny. Motivation is fleeting. It arrives like a spark, bright but brief. If you depend on motivation, your results will always be unstable, rising and falling with your mood. Discipline is different. Discipline is the decision to act whether you feel like it or not. It is the commitment to maintain your vibration, even when challenges appear. The law of attraction rewards this kind of steadiness. A disciplined vibration is like a steady signal to the universe, clear and unwavering. When your energy remains consistent, results become inevitable. Consider the athlete who trains daily. There are mornings when they wake up tired, sore, and unmotivated, yet they step onto the field anyway. Their discipline builds their body, but more importantly, it builds their identity. They become someone who shows up, regardless of emotion. This consistency transforms them into champions. The same principle applies to your dreams. Each time you choose discipline over excuse, you reinforce your identity as a creator. The law of attraction responds to that identity with matching outcomes. There was a young woman who dreamed of becoming an artist. She had talent, passion, and vision, but she lacked discipline. She painted only when inspiration struck, sometimes going weeks without touching a brush. Her progress stalled, her skills plateaued, and her dream remained a fantasy. One day, she realized that waiting for inspiration was her prison. She committed to painting every day, even if only for an hour, even if she didn't feel like it. At first, the results were rough, but over time, her discipline sharpened her craft, her confidence grew, and eventually her work attracted galleries and collectors. What changed? Not her talent, but her discipline. The law of attraction amplified her commitment, aligning her with opportunities she never imagined. Discipline is also about protecting your environment. You cannot expect to attract success while drowning in distraction. Social media, endless entertainment, negative conversations, all of these scatter your energy. The disciplined mind sets boundaries. It chooses carefully what to consume, who to listen to, and how to spend each moment. This discipline of environment strengthens your vibration by removing static. The clearer your field, the stronger your attraction. But discipline is not punishment. It is freedom. It frees you from the chains of mood and impulse. It frees you from the roller coaster of fleeting motivation. It frees you from being controlled by external circumstance. Discipline is self-respect in action. Every time you follow through on what you said you would do, you build trust with yourself. That trust becomes confidence, and confidence radiates a powerful vibration. The universe mirrors that confidence back, delivering circumstances that confirm your belief in yourself. Think of discipline as a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. At first it feels difficult. Resistance screams in your ear, comfort tempts you back to old patterns. But each time you push through, the resistance weakens. Soon what once felt impossible becomes automatic. Waking early, focusing on gratitude, taking action toward your vision, these become habits, part of your identity. And once they are your identity, the law of attraction responds instantly, because your vibration no longer wavers. There is another gift hidden within discipline, momentum. The hardest step is always the first. But once you begin, momentum carries you forward. Discipline ensures you take that first step daily. Even small, consistent actions compound into massive results. A single workout may not transform your body, but 100 will. A single page may not create a book, but 100 pages will. The law of attraction magnifies momentum, opening doors as you prove your commitment through repeated action. Ask yourself, where in your life have you been inconsistent? Where have you allowed emotion to dictate your action? Where have you promised yourself change, but failed to follow through? Be honest. The law of attraction does not respond to intentions, only to vibrations reinforced through action. Discipline is the proof of belief. When you act consistently, you declare, I trust this vision enough to commit daily. That declaration is magnetic. Do not wait for discipline to appear fully formed. Start small. Wake up when you say you will. Keep one promise to yourself today. Take one aligned action, no matter how small. Each success builds momentum. Each act strengthens your identity. And soon discipline becomes who you are. And once it is who you are, success is no longer a matter of if. It is only a matter of when. Remember, the universe rewards the persistent. The law of attraction bends for those who refuse to quit, who maintain their vibration despite setbacks, who show up daily. Discipline is your ally, your foundation, your silent force. With it you cannot fail. Without it your dreams remain wishes. Choose discipline and you choose inevitability. Pain is inevitable. Everyone encounters it. Loss, rejection, disappointment, failure. Most people try to escape it, to numb it, to bury it beneath distractions. They see pain as an enemy, something to avoid at all costs. But those who understand the law of attraction know the truth. Pain is a teacher, a catalyst, a force that can propel you forward if you allow it. Pain is energy, and energy can be transformed. When you resist it, it grows heavier. When you run from it, it chases you. But when you embrace it, when you use it as fuel, it sharpens you, strengthens you, and accelerates your journey. The most resilient people in history all share this trait. They turned their pain into power. They did not let suffering define them. They let it refine them. Consider the countless inventors, artists, leaders, and entrepreneurs who faced ridicule, failure, and setbacks. Many of them endured years of hardship before triumph arrived. Their greatness was not born from ease, but from the way they responded to pain. The law of attraction did not ignore their suffering. It responded to the vibration they chose within it. Some collapse under pain, radiating defeat. Others rise within pain, radiating determination. And the universe reflects each vibration faithfully. There was once a man who dreamed of building a company that would change the world. His first attempts ended in bankruptcy. His second venture collapsed. For years he faced rejection after rejection. The pain was overwhelming, but instead of surrendering, he turned that pain into obsession. Every failure fueled his resolve. Every rejection sharpened his focus. He began to see pain not as punishment, but as preparation. Eventually his company succeeded, and his vision transformed industry. His story is proof that pain, when embraced, becomes the very energy that carries you to greatness. The truth is, growth is uncomfortable by design. Muscles grow through strain, the mind expands through challenge, and character strengthens through adversity. Pain is not the signal to quit. It is the signal that you are evolving. The law of attraction interprets your response. If you collapse, it mirrors more reasons to collapse. If you rise, it mirrors more opportunities to rise. The universe is not cruel, it is consistent. It gives you more of what you choose within your pain. Reframing pain is the key. Instead of asking, why is this happening to me? Ask, what is this teaching me? That question transforms victimhood into power. It shifts your vibration from despair to growth, from resistance to acceptance. And once you shift, the energy of the pain itself changes. It no longer weighs you down, it propels you. Think of a forge. Metal is placed into fire, beaten and shaped until it becomes stronger, sharper, more resilient. Without the fire, the metal remains soft and fragile. Without the hammer, it cannot take its form. Pain is your forge. It burns, it strikes, it tests. But when you endure it with the right mindset, you emerge stronger, sharper, unbreakable. The law of attraction then reflects that new strength, aligning you with opportunities and victories that would have been impossible before. There is a story of a woman who faced devastating heartbreak. The relationship she believed would last forever ended suddenly, leaving her shattered. At first she drowned in despair, radiating loss and rejection. But over time she chose differently. She decided to use the pain as fuel to rebuild herself. She poured energy into growth, into learning, into cultivating self-love. Her pain became the catalyst for transformation. Years later, she attracted a new relationship, one healthier, stronger, and more aligned with her true self. The law of attraction did not punish her with heartbreak. It responded to the vibration she eventually chose in the aftermath. Her pain became the doorway to the love she truly deserved. You cannot avoid pain, but you can decide its meaning. Will it be the chain that holds you down, or the fire that forges you into greatness? The choice is yours. The law of attraction is always listening. When you choose to let pain break you, it delivers more of the same. When you choose to let pain build you, it delivers breakthroughs. Understand this. Comfort rarely creates transformation. Comfort keeps you the same. Pain stretches you, forces you to grow, pushes you beyond your limits. The universe knows this, and so it allows pain as a tool, not to destroy you, but to prepare you. Every challenge carries within it the seed of expansion. Every setback holds within it the chance to become stronger than before. So the next time pain enters your life, do not curse it, embrace it. Ask what it is teaching you. Ask how it can fuel you. Choose the vibration of resilience, not despair. Declare, this will not defeat me, this will define me. That declaration shifts everything. It transforms suffering into strength, struggle into growth, pain into progress. Remember, the law of attraction is not indifferent to your pain. It is responding to who you become. Because of it, let it see your strength, your courage, your refusal to quit. And when you do, life will reward you. Because pain, when used as fuel, becomes the very force that lifts you to heights you once thought impossible. If you don't know where you're going, how can you ever expect to arrive? This is the mistake most people make. They drift through life without direction, hoping the law of attraction will simply deliver them to happiness by chance. But the universe does not respond to vague wishes. It responds to intention. It responds to clear, defined goals backed by belief and action. A goal is more than a dream. It is a command. It is the blueprint you hand to the universe, the instruction manual for what you want to create. Without it, your vibration is scattered, your energy diluted, and your results inconsistent. Think of life as a journey. If you board a train without knowing the destination, you may end up anywhere. But when you buy a ticket to a specific city, the direction is locked. The law of attraction works the same way. When you declare a clear goal, you choose your destination, your thoughts, emotions, and actions become aligned with that choice, and the universe responds by arranging the path. But if you never choose, you drift endlessly, subject to the random currents of circumstance. There was a man who always said he wanted more money, but what did that mean? A few extra dollars? Enough to pay the bills? Enough to become wealthy? His vague request created vague results. Sometimes he had a little extra, sometimes not. Then one day he learned the power of clarity. He set a specific goal to earn $10,000 a month, doing work he loved. He wrote it down, visualized it daily, and began taking aligned action. Within a year, he achieved it. The difference was not the universe, it was his clarity. The law of attraction could not deliver until he gave it precise instructions. Goals must be specific, measurable, and time-bound. I want success is weak. I will launch my business by December 31st and serve 100 clients is strong. I want to be healthy is vague. I will run a marathon within 6 months is clear. The more precise your goal, the sharper your vibration. The sharper your vibration, the faster the universe mirrors it back. But writing a goal is only the beginning. You must break it into steps. A grand vision can feel overwhelming, but when divided into smaller actions, it becomes achievable. Each small step builds momentum, each win strengthens your belief, and each action reinforces your vibration. The law of attraction loves momentum. It multiplies small, consistent actions into massive results. There is a story of a young woman who dreamed of becoming a published author. For years she said, "I want to write a book," but the goal remained a wish, floating endlessly. Then she decided to set specifics. She would complete a 60,000-word manuscript in 1 year. That meant writing 1,1200 words each week. Suddenly the dream was measurable, actionable. She followed the plan, and within a year, her manuscript was complete. Soon after, she published her book. The universe did not reward her vague hope, but her clear intention backed by consistent steps. Accountability strengthens this process. When you declare your goals publicly, when you track your progress, when you hold yourself responsible, your energy sharpens. You remove the option of drifting. Accountability creates focus, and focus intensifies vibration. The law of attraction responds faster when your commitment is undeniable, but clarity also requires flexibility. The path may change, but the destination remains. Obstacles may appear, but they are not signals to abandon the goal. They are signals to adjust the approach. Too many give up at the first roadblock, believing the universe has denied them. In truth, the universe is asking, how badly do you want this? When you persist, when you adapt without losing sight of the destination, the path realigns, and the law of attraction continues its work. Write your goals, speak them, visualize them, feel them, as though they are already achieved. Let them guide your choices each day. When faced with decisions, ask, does this bring me closer to my goal, or pull me further away? That question eliminates distraction. It simplifies your life. It ensures your vibration remains aligned with the destination. Do not underestimate the power of small wins along the way. Each milestone achieved is proof that the law is working. Celebrate them. Gratitude for progress amplifies your attraction field, bringing more progress. Success is not just the final goal. It is the accumulation of victories along the journey. Remember, the universe is abundant. It holds infinite paths, infinite opportunities, infinite resources, but it requires direction. Your goals are the compass. Without them, you wander. With them, you align. The clearer the compass, the straighter the path. And once the path is clear, the law of attraction accelerates your steps. So do not drift. Do not leave your future to chance. Define it, shape it, declare it with clarity and conviction. Write the blueprint of your destiny and hand it to the universe. Then act, persist, and trust. Because when your goals are clear and your vibration consistent, success is not a matter of luck. It is inevitable. Everything you have read, everything you have felt up until now, leads to this moment. The principles of the law of attraction are not just ideas to think about, they are tools to live by. You have seen that thoughts create, that emotions fuel, that clarity directs, that discipline sustains, and that pain refines. You have learned that failure is feedback, that time is precious, that your environment shapes your destiny, and that decisions carve your future. But none of it matters if you do not act now. The knowledge itself will not change your life. The application of it will. The universe does not reward those who merely learn. It rewards those who embody. The truth is this: you are always manifesting. Whether consciously or unconsciously, you are attracting The only question is whether you are doing it deliberately or by default. If you allow fear, doubt, and procrastination to dominate, you will continue to pull more of the same. But if you choose belief, gratitude, clarity, and persistence, you will shift everything. The law of attraction is impartial. It is a mirror. It reflects your vibration with perfect accuracy. If you want a new reflection, you must project a new image. There is a man who once lived in constant frustration. He believed life was against him. Every setback became proof of his misfortune. Every obstacle confirmation that he was cursed. For years he lived in anger and blame. Nothing changed. Then one day, broken and tired, he decided to try something different. He began to practice gratitude each morning, even for small things. He visualized his goals. With emotion, he took consistent action, no matter how small. Slowly, his life began to shift. Opportunities appeared, relationships improved, his health recovered. Years later, he looked back and realized the universe had never been against him. It had simply been reflecting the energy he had projected. The moment he changed his inner world, the outer world aligned. This is the truth for you as well. The universe is not your enemy. It is your partner. It is ready to deliver what you ask, but it listens only to the vibration of your being, not the words you speak in passing, not the wishes you whisper without conviction, but the energy you radiate consistently. That energy is your true request. That energy is your prayer, and the law of attraction answers without fail. But the greatest trap is waiting. Too many will finish reading, nod in agreement, and then return to their old patterns. They will promise themselves they will start tomorrow, next week, next year, and in doing so, they waste the most valuable gift they have, this moment. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. The only power you will ever have is now. The vibration you choose now, the action you take now, the decision you commit to now, that is what creates your future. Delay is defeat. Action is creation. So choose now. Decide that you will no longer drift through life unconsciously. Decide that you will no longer let fear dictate your choices. Decide that you will no longer let procrastination steal your time. Decide that you will live as a deliberate creator, not a passive observer. That decision alone shifts your vibration, and the law of attraction responds instantly. You do not need to see the whole path. You do not need to know every detail. You only need to begin. The universe meets you halfway, but only after you take the first step. And as you move, momentum builds, clarity sharpens, and opportunities multiply. Soon the vision that once felt impossible becomes inevitable. The future you crave is already alive in potential. It is waiting for your alignment, your action, your belief. Remember, you are not powerless. You are not at the mercy of circumstance. You are not destined for mediocrity unless you choose it. Within you lies the power to attract, to shape, to create. That power has always been there, quietly waiting. Now is the time to use it. So stand tall, declare your vision, feel it as real, discipline yourself to persist. Surround yourself with energy that elevates. Use pain as fuel, failure as feedback, and time as the sacred resource it is. And above all, take action now. The law of attraction will mirror back the strength of your decision. This is the closing truth. Life is not happening to you. Life is happening through you. The thoughts you hold, the emotions you fuel, the choices you make, they are writing your story moment by moment. If you want a different story, pick up the pen and write it deliberately. The universe is ready. The question is, are you? Do not wait. Do not hesitate. Begin. For the law of attraction is not a theory, not a wish, not a fantasy. It is the force that shapes everything. And once you master it, once you live it, once you embody it, your world will change in ways you never thought possible. The choice is yours. The moment is now.